What's good, Audiotree viewers? It's me, Psalm 1, global hip-hop treasure searching high and low for my new favorite band. We are broadcasting to you kind of sort of live all the way from sweltering Chicago, Illinois, and today is Tuesday, May 21st, 2024. It's always big love to all of our subscribers, and if you're not subscribed yet, I kind of don't understand what you're waiting for. Just mash that little button and then follow Audiotree on apps like Spotify. One subscribe equals one consensual forehead kiss, so please have at it. And who do we have in studio today? Eric Slick is a lifer musician with a great backstory and legendary work on his resume. Fans of Philly rockers Dr. Dog might recognize him, yet this eclectic multi-instrumentalist has been pursuing the possibilities as a funky, fantastic solo act for some time now. He just released a thought provoker of an album with poppy, swervy, jam-filled, new age rage. We're all rooting for Eric to not poo or split his pants too much during this session, and I think we've got good odds for a great time. So get ready, ladies and gentlemen, for Eric Slick.
I need to think about it. I need some time alone to walk with me. But things are complicated. My whole life I've waited for someone to be. Do I believe in love? I guess I think I do. These days I'm feeling slightly out of tune, but it shows me what you can't define. And I feel like it's a moment, but it's missing a component. When you're crashing on the corner of what you had and what you wanted. And I wish that I could hold it, but I know I can't control it. So I let it go and hope that it comes back around. My time is overrated. I need tonight alone, no company. I've got my candy bar queued up to fall asleep to some old comedy. It used to bring me joy when nothing else would do, but now I find I'm mostly missing you. But it fear of making it alone. You never want to make it alone, do you? She whispers in my ear and gets me closer to my home. It doesn't matter if I put garbage in the gold, hey, anymore. 'Cause it always takes too long to get started, and you never know when that ride's departed. It always takes too long to get started, and you never know when that ride's departed. Don't leave, stop freaking me out. Don't leave, stop freaking me out. Stop freaking me out. Yeah. Don't leave, stop freaking me out. Don't leave, stop freaking me out. Stop freaking me out. Don't leave, stop freaking me out. Don't leave, 'cause it always takes too long to get started, and you never know when that ride's departed. It always takes too long to get started, and you never know when that ride's departed. It always takes too long to get started, and you never know when that ride's departed. It always takes too long to get started, and you never know when that ride's departed. Don't leave, stop freaking me out. 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 Dial 844-534-RAGE. Dial 844-534-RAGE. Took me out when I was down there in the ditch, trying hard to fit in, and I can't swim when she's around. I'm seeing myself as a problem. I can't admit how I got here. I won't believe when I'm famous. Nothing can stop me. I was born different. Who isn't? But it took a little while to figure it out. I was born different. Who isn't? But it took a little while to figure it out. Help me figure it out. Now I'm lost in the woods. I got no friends here by my side. Hollywood is the jack, the bullets ring, and hit the rags. I know not as cruel as the sewer that I Took a little while to figure it out. I was a misfit, conflicted, believing I would never learn to see the light. I was more different, who isn't, believing it took a little while to figure it out. I was a misfit, conflicted, believing I would never learn to see the light. Help me see the light. I was more different, who isn't, believing it took a little while to figure it out. I was a misfit, conflicted, believing I would never learn to see the light. I was more different, who isn't, believing it took a little while to figure it out. I was more missing until I figured it. I was more different, who isn't, believing it took a little while to figure it out, baby. I was a misfit, conflicted, believing I would never learn to see the light. I was more different, who isn't, believing it took a little while, took a little while to figure it out. I was more missing until I believed it. I was more different, who isn't, believing it took a little while to figure it out. One more time. I was more different.
We are here with Andy, Eric, Todd, and Fiona playing together as Eric Slick. Whew. Oh my God, it's so hot in here.
It's so hot in her.
Yeah. Eric, you just celebrated a birthday, right?
I did, May 15th.
Happy belated birthday.
Thank you so much.
21, 22, how old are you?
The big five.
Big five,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, this many.
This makes how did you celebrate? You were on the road, right?
We were on the road. We had a long drive day. It was actually kind of a sad birthday, but it's all right. We played a show. It was fine.
Okay.
Yeah, it's okay. I'll celebrate when I get home.
You know what? Let's just think of this as your birthday.
This is my birthday. This is the best present I could ever ask
There
for.
you go.
So
There you go.
yeah.
Y'all ain't no real eaters, though. Who's actually old enough to remember when Pizza Hut was good and you could sit down at the buffet
Raise
and
your hand.
really live your life?
Raise your hand. Sorry, Fiona.
And I feel like maybe there was smoking too.
There might have been a smoking section or two.
Not that I smoked as a child.
Yeah,
but-
exactly.
I
you know.
did.
I
Yeah.
also heard they were the largest, they were the biggest consumer of kale at the time because they used it to, decorate the salad
Oh, it
bar.
was decorative
What?
kale.
It was before kale got, huge.
Before Big Kale took over.
Big Kale, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Kel got a good PR manager. or
Kale's so
something like
huge
that.
now.
Yeah. Kel's so hot
She's
right
got
now.
a huge head.
Yeah.
So, Fiona, you do not remember Pizza Hut with buffets?
No. Well, I remember it with buffets, but I don't remember sitting at the
Oh,
buffet.
okay.
I remember the salad bar.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
that's kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tiffany lamps, kind of like
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
What's your favorite Pizza Hut memory?
Well, my favorite Pizza Hut memory. Wow, we're really going for it today with all the Pizza Hut stuff.
I mean, there's a lot of
We're
Pizza
all wearing
Hut.
Pizza Hut
Yeah.
I think it was 1995.
Okay.
And stuffed crust pizza was announced on television, and I remember being 8 years old at my my childhood home and just being so excited for crust with cheese in it. I thought it was the most technologically advanced thing. It was like the Game Boy plus stuffed crust pizza and
It's innovation.
innovation.
Right in your face.
Yeah.
I remember Book It. When if you read a certain number of books every week or so, your teacher would sign this paper and you could take it to Pizza Hut
Yes.
and get a free personal pan pizza.
That is correct.
I read so many books as a child just because of that.
You just wanted that Pizza Hut.
That's all I cared
Yeah, you just
about.
wanted to eat the slice in reverse, get the stuffed crust first,
Yeah, all that.
I really messed up. I missed out on that.
Book it.
You
Yeah,
should
Book
have
It.
been reading. instead of playing music or whatever it was
Yeah.
you were doing.
I was reading maybe Garfield books.
No, those count.
Those counted?
Yeah, you're a
Man, I
kid.
could have gotten so many pizzas.
The books
Waldo
like were
count?
this, it wouldn't.
Waldo's not reading though.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't
reading
matter.
For Waldo. You're looking for Waldo. It's important.
You've got quite a few Chicago ties.
I do.
And I love a good shout out. Can you shout out a few of the Chicago acts and musicians that like?
Gladly.
Okay.
Vivian from VV Lightbody
yeah,
sang
yeah.
on the record and played flute and did a whole flute arrangement for the first song that we played, The Moment. Macy Stewart and Seema Cunningham, also known as Phenome, sang all over the record. Liam Kazar, Seema's brother, sang on the record. I mean, I like Chicago, frankly.
Chicago likes you too.
Yeah.
My partner Izzy lives here and plays in a great band called Tensi and has their own project Izzy True that did an Audiotree session.
Hey.
Shout out to Izzy.
Shout out to Izzy.
It's all family in here.
That's right.
How did you find these weird Pizza Hut employees to play in your great band?
Well, you got to search far and wide for a Pizza Hut classic. That's the first thing. You got to find, you got to time travel first.
Yes.
No. Todd, I met in Nashville. We played together with Raylan Baxter. Andy and I have been friends now over here for since 2009. Yeah, 2009. And Fiona, I found on Instagram covering Dr. Dog songs. And I said,
What?
this is the only person who's ever played my parts correctly.
My goodness.
So high praise over
Yeah,
Fiona.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Like crushing it over
Crushing
there.
it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And I would be remiss not to mention, who is the fifth member of this band over here? Who is this?
Oh yeah, that's Mike.
It's Mike.
That's Mike. Yeah,
Is Mike single?
Mike is single.
Okay.
Ready to mingle.
Mike's our tour
Mike is
manager.
our,
Loves
Mike is our
Pringles.
momager.
Another layer of the depth of this band has come through. Any rules in the studio these days?
Any rules?
Yeah.
Like at home?
Yeah, like when you're about to get serious
Mm.
and go in the studio and make your classic jams, do you have any rules, do's or don'ts?
Do's. Okay, I can do do's and don'ts.
Okay.
Do's, coffee. Lots of it to get excited about creating.
Mm-hmm.
Do's, meditate a little bit beforehand to undo the coffee that's just given me a panic attack. And usually like a solid breakfast hash, like a sweet potato egg thing. Then I'm ready to rock. Then I'm ready to go into the studio and display my truest feelings to the world. Don'ts, no sleep. Then there's no music that's ever gonna come out. If I get like 2 hours of sleep, forget about it.
It's over,
It's
right?
over. Yeah, I need to sleep. I'm a big baby. Yeah.
Your new album is amazing.
Thank you.
New Age Rage has been on repeat for quite a long time in my household. In your bio, you say the album helped you advocate for yourself in ways you hadn't before. Can you speak a little more to that? Because I swear you think musicians were all good at advocating for ourselves all the time, but it's sometimes not the case.
It's not the case. And also being a drummer for the vast majority of my career, I feel like I'm in a very democratic position. I'm usually mediating for people. I'm usually telling them like, hey, bass player and singer, get along, or whatever it is. I'm just trying to keep the mood light wherever I am. And I think in my own world, I had trouble asking people for things, that I wanted, like, I mean, literally anything. I would just have a really hard time. I have a lot of anxiety about it. There's a song on the record called Anxious to Please that's about this very thing, where I just think that like my anxiety was leading me to be superficially liked by people instead of being fully loved because I wasn't letting them in. You know what I mean?
I do.
So there's that, and then there's also on like an industry level, like advocating for myself for, reaching out to a label to put out this record. I think normally I would just hide behind the computer and wait for something to happen, but this time I was like, no, I'm gonna like actually try and be assertive, and it's been great.
For
Yeah.
this record in particular.
For this record in particular.
So Wiseacre wasn't. It wasn't.
Wiseacre was a self-release. That was on on Bandcamp
Sure.
during COVID. We were just trying to get it out somehow, and I'm glad we did because it led to this.
Yeah,
So,
that's a great album.
Thanks.
And with this one, what was the difference, like, besides that, as far as, like, making a new piece of work? It feels a little bit more personal.
Yeah, it's more personal, and then also Andy and I worked on it together.
Okay.
And we were really involved in the process together. So, I mean, not only Andy, but then Kyle Ryan, who I wrote the record with, kind of helped me bust out of my shell lyrically a little bit. He'd be like, you're onto something here lyrically, and you're afraid to say it. And then like with Andy producing, it'd be like, let's chase a wild hare. You know, like normally when I'm making a record, I'm just, you know, trying to write with a guitar and sing. And this time around, it's like we'd start with a drum machine or we'd start with something different, and it would push me out of my comfort zone. So yeah, just very personal, but also like we made it at my house. So can't help but be like different than going to a studio and trying to work with a producer. You know, like we just did it. We had a good schedule going where I would do the office hours and then Andy would handle late night.
Oh, okay.
So,
Those are my office hours.
Night owl.
yeah, that's when the Taco Bell bong got added to a song. So
That's the next tour.
yeah.
Taco Bell.
Hey, if we can, I mean, the same brand. It's the same company.
Yeah,
so
yeah. Yum. Is it Yum?
It's Yum. Yeah.
Yum
So Yum,
Brands.
if you're watching,
Cut the check.
we're just hungry. We're just a bunch of musicians who love your product.
We love it. and
We
we're so
love your
hungry.
products.
It's hard to eat healthy on tour.
It's hard to eat healthy on tour. Yeah.
One time my mom texted me and said, "You gotta be as fearless as the character you rap as," and it kind of dragged me for filth and gutted me, but it really helped me. You were talking about people pushing you in your life and drag you into better art.
Yes.
And
Namely, my partner, Natalie. Yeah, I mean, she's a singer, songwriter herself, and she'd be like, your music doesn't sound anything like you. I hear parts of you, but I don't hear the full you. And she's like, you're really fun to be around. I don't hear that in your music at all. And it kind of wrecked me for like a couple months. I was just
Sure.
like, what does she mean?
like,
by
what are
that?
you talking about?
But I think she made a great point because she's been making art since she was 5. So it's like what she was saying is that you have to embody your work because you want them to be connected. You don't want them to be a separate thing. You want them to be the same thing. And she was also just like, you should have fun. You're a fun guy. Why are you going up there? And I think there's a big difference between going and creating something versus like creating something with the intention of showing your personality.
Sure.
Yeah.
Do you think maybe at first when you decided to do more solo stuff, were you kind of like maybe trying to prove something to people?
Bingo.
Yeah.
Yeah, bingo. I think I was trying to prove it to other people and just being like, look, I can do this too. But
Sure.
I had been secretly writing songs since I was a teenager. I was just afraid to share them. I think I was just terrified of what would happen, you know? And I'm really happy that I had people in my life who were like kind of pushing me along and being like, no, keep doing it. But when I first started putting out records, like they're very different. They're more like gothy and murky. And I was just trying anything, you know?
Yeah, and you can hear the evolution.
Yeah.
So, you know, with,
Awesome.
you know, you talk a lot about like weird bands and experimental bands, but, you know, it really is just that process of trying to find that thing that encapsulates what you are at that moment, because everyone has that evolution.
Yes.
You know? Is there any new Dr. Dog music on the way? I saw something
Yeah.
just come out, right?
Yeah, there's a record coming out July 19th.
Okay.
And I've got my first song on that record. Talk about nerve-wracking. You know,
Sure.
like some of my favorite songwriters in the world are in Dr. Dog, and I came to them with a song, and they graciously listened to me and accepted it, and then we recorded it, and now it's out, and my mind is totally blown by the whole thing. It's cool.
You're deserving.
Hey, thanks.
Anxious to Please, you mentioned that song. And you know what? Before I even get to that question, I wanted to play a little game. Let's talk about dystopia, because that is something that you talk about quite a bit in this new album. Play One Gotta Go, Tech Edition, Uber, Grubhub, Spotify, Twitter.
Oh, Twitter, I think.
Twitter has to
Twitter,
go.
okay, I use Twitter a lot, and I wish I didn't. It's the thing that eats up the most of my time that I can't get back. And I think that I don't like the way that's being run. I'm getting lots of weird ads
Oh,
these days.
yeah.
I post about a show, and it's like nudes in bio, immediate response. It's
So
out
not
there.
that kind of show.
Yeah, no, it's not that kind of show. And I think I'm just sick of the whole thing. I'm sick of it, and I'm disappointed in myself that I'm still on it. But you know, it's also kind of like part of the deal, right? Grubhub would be in a close second place only because Liam, who I talked about earlier, has shamed me multiple times on tour about ordering food to the venue. He's like, "Go out and walk. Go out and walk and find a
outside."
place." And I was like, "Liam, you're correct."
That's one of the good things about tour, though. You know, you just walk out the venue and you got a couple hours and you go find some local eats.
Yeah.
Not you.
sometimes I'm too tired. Sometimes I
you.
want the poke to come to me, you know?
I hear you.
It happened in this town.
Does anyone else want to play this game? One gotta go. Uber, Grubhub, Spotify, Twitter.
Hard Spotify.
Hard Spotify.
Doesn't pay artists.
Yeah.
Gotta go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Spotify's got to
Get out of here, defense
Yeah.
contractor men.
What was the other option? You got to keep one?
No, one gotta go. So
Just one
between
gotta go, yeah.
Uber, Grubhub, Twitter, Spotify.
I also just gotta say I appreciate that we're calling Twitter by its proper name.
No, I'll never call it X.
We're not,
not
calling
called
it
anything
no,
else.
We're not calling it X.
I'd say Grubhub.
Grubhub, 2 Grubhubs, 1 Twitter, 1 Spotify. Okay.
Kind of all bad.
I mean, it's technology.
Grubhub's also making people like deliver in like floods and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
People walk in certain cities. They'll walk and deliver your stuff, and it's kind of like something's wrong about that. But
Yeah.
so your next song, I'm really anxious to hear. Anxious to Please. Great lyricism. I don't want to be liked. I just want to be loved.
Just want to be loved.
Like you're preaching my life right now.
Hey now.
It reminds me of the phrase, I'm kind, but I'm not nice.
Yeah.
So don't play with me, I guess. How are you refusing people these days?
Well, yeah, I mean, saying no is a huge thing to learn how to do, especially when you're a freelance musician, you know. I think we have like a feast or famine mindset, and it's helpful to just be like, no, I'm not going to do this thing that maybe doesn't make sense for me. I think it's a good thing. It's also, like we talked about earlier, like advocating for yourself.
Yes.
But also, I read this book called Anxious to Please, which was the beginning of this. I'm real into self-help books. And this book kind of talked about the nice person archetype of like, on the surface, you're like this face. And
Hate it all.
Natalie does not like this face. She's like, don't do that. Just give it to me straight, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, give it to me straight, and let's get it to your next classic greatest hit.
You made me happier when you lived on the surface. The days were simple then, but now it isn't working for me. I don't know what I would do. I still carry the weight of choosing, but I'm always on the run from sentimental one-on-one. I don't wanna be liked anymore. I just wanna be loved. Is it so much to ask? Everyone sees that I'm anxious to please, but I want something more. Is it so much to ask for? What am I doing in the shadows of my purpose? When you held me, you unfurled your hand and made it worth it. Now I know what I would do. Move through life 'cause I still need ya. There's more important things to see, and now I see them as they are. I don't wanna be liked anymore. I just wanna be loved. Is it so much to ask? Everyone sees that I'm anxious to please, but I want something more. Is it so much to ask for? Trying hard to be somebody else, but I'm giving it back to myself. Some days I'm squeezing the blood from a stone. From far away you can tell how much that I've grown. Yeah, I don't wanna be liked anymore. I just wanna be loved. Is it so much to ask? Everyone sees that I'm anxious to please, but I want something more. Is it so much to ask for, Audiotree. I don't wanna be liked anymore. I just wanna be loved. Is it so much to ask? Everyone sees that I'm anxious to please, but I want something more. Is it so much to ask? What? I don't wanna be liked anymore. I just wanna be loved. Is it so much to ask? Everyone sees that I'm anxious to please, but I see it before the leader. People to see it before the leader. I want people to see it before the leader. I want people to see it.
You've been listening to New Age Rage by Eric Slick. Coming up next, something a little different.
A massive thank you to Eric Slick for blessing us today. And as always, major love to all of our camera people, engineers, editors, and artists here at Audiotree, spreading the gospel of live music. These absolute beauties are currently on a full U.S. tour to promote the release of Eric's just-released LP, New Age Rage. So please get tickets when they're in your area. Also get into all of his amazing catalog because it's the right thing to do. Once again, baby dolls, likes are good, but subscribing to Audiotree means you get these dope videos at the top of your feed as soon as they drop. Get cool merch at audiotree.shop. And if you want the session audio, get it on Spotify or wherever you stream your music. Finally, follow Audiotree on social media for more fun content. I'm Psalm 1, a little confused, yet signing off. And remember, kids, life can end before it begins, so get to live in Booski. Okay, I'll see you next time. Stay dangerous. Peace.
All right, so you guys want to do it for real now?